Hi, welcome to City Country 6 Podcast. This is where you get to hear inside conversations between city and country about life, kids, womanhood, culture, black southern things. Eavesdrop in on our phone conversations to laugh, cry, amen, disagree, and agree with your bi-weekly dose of what did I just listen to? Let's listen in on this week's most recent phone call of differences.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi, Sleepy. How are you? Oh,
Me too.
we all on the same page. I was actually nodding off when you texted me.
Oh,
I
oh my
was
God.
I was sitting on the couch nodding. I had been nodding for like an hour or so. And then when you text me,
Really?
when you text me, I was like, oh shoot, yes. And I was like, why didn't I? Because normally I
You
get the
could have
little
said
alarm.
no.
No, because I was supposed to have the alarm go off because I wrote it down and everything, but I was just like, this couch is comfortable. And I got the fire going too.
Oh,
Well,
I'm jealous.
it's cold. You ain't jealous. You don't even like heat.
Let me tell you something. I am so happy. I've just been just so happy. The last couple of days, I was like, oh, somebody turned my winter back on.
Because you paid your bill.
It was disconnected. I paid my winter bill and it's turned back on and it feels so amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Lord.
I was dreading the whole thing. Like, for when the weather changed everything, I was dreading it. I was like, oh, it's going to happen. And I'm not in the mood for it to happen.
Yeah, let me tell you, during the week, like normally my husband, he works some days like throughout the week at home.
Mm-hmm.
And so for some odd reason, well, I know why the Lord was just blessing me. My husband went to work every day this week, which means as soon as we're ready to walk out of the door to take the deacon to school, I
Mm-hmm.
turn the heat down to 69 on my way out the door, and the
Mm-hmm.
heat literally does not have to come on much throughout the day.
Mm.
And my house is just nice and cool and crisp.
Crisp.
And then when I have to leave the house to go pick the deacon up, I go on and turn the heat on. I turn it back up to 72, 73.
Who
So it
wants it
can,
at that? I don't even want it at that.
oh no, that's where my husband, because when he comes home, I'm giving him a bath.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want him getting out cold. And that's what my husband wants it anyway. So I know the
Okay.
house is ready when they get home, but that's okay because we're all kind of getting settled in around 5:30. They're in
Mm-hmm.
bed by 8, and I turn that heat right back off
Oh my gosh.
because I can just put them in a room with a space heater,
Oh my
and my
gosh.
house is cold again. So it's a win-win-win.
The
I'm nice and cool. The
torture.
air conditioner is taking a, I mean, the HVAC unit is taking a break, and my power bill is a lot lower. Hallelujah.
I don't even understand that. But okay. I'm over here trying to make my power bill lower just by running the daggone fireplace as much as I can.
Oh, well, hey, you do what you have to do.
Oh, it's double the work, but it's
But I was gonna
whatever.
say, aren't you running up your gas bill?
No, I might. Well, gas bill's already going up because the heat is on. So,
Oh, okay. Well, hey, there
that's
you go.
happening
Six in one
anyway.
hand, have it other in the other.
Exactly. So I'm trying to combat that, which I never do. I try it every year, and I only do it on the coldest days. And that's only when like
Wind chill factor.
wind chill factor.
The wheel chill.
I'm completely confused of words. Anyway, and when it's down low enough to where it's like, okay, yeah, but if the sun is out like it was today, really don't need a fireplace because the sun's heating up the room that we're all in. But as soon as that sun sets at 4:30, then it's like, okay, now it's cold.
Then it
So,
starts feeling good.
and it starts feeling like you tapping your toes, icicles on the hardwood floor. skating around, ice cold feet. Just don't make no sense. I understand that
But shouldn't you
it's
have on socks? Fuzzy socks?
um house shoes mostly. I do fuzzy socks sometimes. Ooh, my neighbor was so nice to me, and she found some Snoopy, like them fuzzy fluffy socks. Like they make your foot like three sizes bigger than your shoe size. Kind of fluffy
Mm-hmm.
socks. It's got all the cotton stuff in the inside. Um,
Those are hot feet socks. And hot feet.
now you can't get the sweating in them. Now I've had to take them off a couple times. I'm like, all right, now setting my feet on fire. But they are
Yeah.
so comfortable, and those are the ones I wear for the most part. Um, unless I'm wearing my socks or my house shoes. Something like that. But yeah, for the most part. And of course, your pastor decides of all times of the year to not wear socks is this week. He been wearing socks well forever. And now this week he's like, I don't want socks. I'm
I'm
like,
with my pastor.
not this week. This week we wear socks. But I just as long as I got some heat going and the floor is not too cold, I'm not too upset about it. But like our kitchen floor is so cold. And they just walked. I'm like, I don't understand how y'all could just sit there with your feet on this cold floor. Just what? Anyway, I just can't.
Got upset, didn't you?
I did. It makes me so like, why is that comfortable? That's not comfortable.
Ooh. You heard me. Ooh.
Ooh, got me all kind of heated. I don't even want to be hot now. Just irritated.
Pardon me.
I don't understand.
I
It's
didn't
so
even do it, but I'm
uncomfortable.
sorry.
This is so upset about. Like, I don't understand how you. Cause see, the CEO, she hates wearing socks. We're like, look, it's either socks or house shoes. So basically, she'll wear a house shoes so she don't have to wear socks. But if she's walking through the house, she has to put the house shoes on. But it gives her, okay, I could take off my shoes when I'm sitting though. And I'm like, yeah, you're not putting house shoes in the couch or in the chair. So yeah. So she gets the best of both worlds. Now I gotta get your pastor back on socks. And I don't understand. He wears them all through the summer, which I'm like, that's the time you
Well,
don't have to wear them. And then he used to wear them in bed, which I thought he was a loony when he wore them to bed. But I was like, yeah, teach his own. And it's like, and then all of a sudden he's like, nah, I don't want to wear socks to bed. I'm going, okay, that's fine. That's what normal people do. They don't wear, well, I don't say normal, but people who are not psychotic, they don't wear socks to bed.
put that out there.
You
Yeah,
might,
I know I don't.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, you might be a little
But
weird.
my child did for a while just because he would kick out of the blanket.
Mm.
But
I
now
mean, yeah, as a
his feet stay
newborn,
in, even though the upper part of his body still comes out.
his feet is
So
in.
he didn't have to wear socks anymore to bed.
Oh my gosh. See,
And
it's
he's old
hard.
enough to say, I don't like, I don't like wearing socks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, when you're younger, it's kind of like you just you wear whatever because your parents put it on you. Like my child saw a picture of himself when he was 1.5,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "I don't want to look at that picture." I said, "Why?" He's like, "I don't like that outfit."
Oh,
I was like, "You look good in this outfit." I said, "He had on a red shirt, and you love wearing red shirts, but I don't like those
right.
shorts. I don't like those shorts." So I'm not
Oh,
looking at that picture. Oh gosh, Mr.
oh.
Opinionated. Oh my gosh,
My gosh, is right. Like he
so
is
opinionated.
just.
Like certain clothes he's gonna tell you. Like if you say, let's wear this, no, I'm not wearing that. Why not? I don't like that. So I asked, like, what kind of clothes do you like? Because dad buys all the clothes for the house, even my clothes. What
Mm.
kind of clothes do you like? I hate shopping. What kind of clothes do you like? And he said, I like shirts. Take this. I had to make sure I tell you this.
Mm.
I like shirts with pictures on them. Oh,
Win. That's a win. That's a win.
oh my God.
Yes, get you a Avenger shirt, buddy, because I know you would love that. Get you a Black Panther shirt.
No,
Let's get you
no,
all of them shirts. Yes,
no. I
yes.
said, why? Like, why do you need something on your shirt? And I got the most simplistic answer because I like it.
That's all that matters.
So I said, okay, Dad's about to order you some more t-shirts because we had a growth spurt. And
Mm-hmm.
Dad's gonna order you 5 shirts. 2 of them you can pick yourself. Okay. So Dad puts them in his lap while he's clicking through, scrolling through all the t-shirts, and he found a shirt. The first one he comes across is a NASA t-shirt, which I'm fine with that because he's outgrowing his short sleeve NASA shirt. And so that's purposeful. That's, a career path. That is
Oh my gosh.
exploration. That makes some sense. I'll take that one. NASA, outer space, go make some money, change the world, save the earth, do what you got to do. But then here comes shirt number 2. Oh, I want that one. What is it, baby? Monster trucks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why? Why are we wasting money on a monster truck t-shirt? I
Because it's
really,
cool.
I really want it, Mom. Okay, you can have it, but you just don't have to wear it outside of the house. Or if you do wear it outside of the house, you can just wear it to like your grandparents' house or something. But we
Oh
got the
my
monster truck
gosh.
t-shirt. We got it. We got it. We got it. And he was happy. So just wanted to share that. But that's stemming off of the socks. It's just that, my pastor's coming into his own desires and he desires to not wear socks in the wintertime.
And that is not okay. So he has to get back on it. And the funny thing is about that is that I literally just bought him socks like last week. Because his socks that he's wearing that he likes so much, and I think that might be the reason why he don't like the socks, because they don't have designs on them. They're just plain.
Oh yeah, you gotta make them fun.
And they are too big. But I'm like, he's right there in between the sizes. So he's not quite a medium. He's still a small, but he's literally due for a growth spurt, this year. And the last thing I want to do is spend $12 on 20
Oh
pairs of
my
socks.
gosh.
And
Really?
yes. I buy all of my kids' clothes like 2 sizes bigger so that I can get 2 seasons out of them.
Oh.
Like I'll tell you right now, like I remember when the CEO was like wearing Walmart had at the time these like dresses with bloomers.
Oh my gosh.
Nice little diaper bloomer things that you covered in. Okay.
For infants.
Yeah, for infants. Well, they had some for like the toddler phase. So I got them like I think she was already like always going up a size before her birthday. Like 6 months before her birthday, she would go up a whole size. And it's like, how are you? But anyway, it doesn't matter. When I finally figured that out, I was like, cool. Then I know if I buy this stuff that's on clearance, I just buy it 2 sizes up. So by the time she gets it, she got it as a dress. And by the time she grows out of it, it'll be a shirt. And that's how I made a dress from a dress with bloomers to a shirt. So it looked like one of them like little tunic things that she could wear leggings with. Oh my gosh, it was so cute because no one knew it was a dress. I bought her so many. I think I bought her like 10 of those, and some of them you could wear undershirts with because they were sleeveless. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. Anyway, I am very frugal like that. I'm trying to find, but boys are different because it's literally t-shirts, long sleeve, pants, sweatpants, basketball shorts, or the regular jean shorts or whatever, the khakis. And I'm like, this is so boring. So
you can still there's still variety and you can jazz it up. If you want to, but like my husband just likes to buy track suits, like Nike track suits.
I mean,
and t-shirt. I mean, again, they're boys, and so
that's what I'm saying. They need room
you
to
can do
move
sets of
around.
things.
So.
But, well, see, I like clothes to fit. I am not a too big. Like I don't like clothes on anybody. Adults, children. I don't like clothes that are too big. So we do buy 2 sizes, like you're saying, off season to save money. So like when, for example, he was 12 months, we bought 18. I forgot. Look, it feels forever ago. What is it? 18 months is the next one, and then 24.
Yeah, and then
we would go on and say, we know at 18 months what season it's going to be, buy clothes then, and then so on and so forth. But I'm not gonna buy 24 months and you're 18 months. Like, I'm just gonna buy the sizes, and when you hit that size, you wear it. But I'm not gonna make you wear something that's two sizes too big. Like, it's hanging off for you.
Okay, that works with infants, like still in the diaper, not even toddling stage. Excuse me. But as a toddler, it can also be a pajama shirt or a potty
Okay.
training shirt because you're trying to
Well,
potty
again, we
train.
wear pajamas over here, so we don't.
We wear
No, we're
PJs too,
not doing
but
that.
like the pastor, he got used to like wearing the little gowns, especially the one where you just kind of pull it over them and their
Wait a
feet
minute,
hang out.
what?
The little scrunchy gowns that they make, because they make it for girls and boys, and there'll be long sleeves, and they're basically big t-shirts, and then at the end it has this little scrunch deal, like elastic, but it's really tight, so it's supposed to keep their legs in. And it says you don't tie it up, but it can keep their legs in so they don't get cold. But if they wake up in the middle of the night, you have an easy way to change their diaper without fidgeting with the buttons and stuff of pajamas. So he kind of got used to that. So by the time, like when he was in walking phase, he was still wearing that thing because I'm like, we're still getting up to change his diaper at night. And it was like he kind of got used to that feel. So now that he's in like real pajamas, sometimes he a little about them fleece pajamas, two-piece matching. So like he's just like, I want to wear a t-shirt. Like, oh,
Okay,
okay.
well, hey, to each his own.
It's like,
But
all
that's,
right.
look, for the record, to our listeners, that's why you buy nighttime diapers, so you don't have to wake up and change them. Just be wet until in the morning. We'll be all right.
I mean,
Just
yeah, but
get
and they
on up.
hit a certain age, but as an infant,
Just
that's not working.
Well, no, as an infant, but I mean, like around. Well, I guess it is still an infant, but around 12 months,
Oh, 12 months. Let
just
him
wear a nighttime diaper. You're all right.
let him sleep
Which
all
my
night.
child, he could be pissy and didn't care. Like, he never cared about being wet or dirty. It still
Mm,
doesn't. He could just
mm.
be as wet as he. Now, hungry, you're gonna understand that I'm hungry. Ah! But wet, I'm like, is something stinking around here? You won't give you an indication whatsoever. It was
Oh,
just
see.
walk, just crawling around, stink, as he said, stink that ain't stink, stink. Just
It's like
didn't care. I mean, like, just certain things didn't bother him. And
oh my gosh. And as soon as the pastor realized, oh, you do this in the toilet, he was trying. From like 18 months on, he was trying his
amazing.
darndest. And that's how we started outside. And then, yeah, it's a whole thing. But now he's at
I'm
the point
jealous.
where he doesn't always need a diaper at nap time, but he definitely needs one at night. So still having accidents during nap
Welcome to
time, but
boys.
yeah, it's no big deal. But I do have a story to tell you that actually leads into our topic. And
Oh,
this
okay.
and this story actually hurt my heart because I was
Oh,
like, well, it hurt my heart in a way of like, I don't know. I'll just tell you, and then you can just go from there. It wasn't like, oh,
okay.
you broke my heart. It was more like, oh my gosh, like seriously. So, the CEO and the pastor have come across Waffles and Mochi, and they have been watching it almost every night. I think they're almost done. They got one more episode, and been really, really interested in it. Well, I didn't realize they were watching it until I think like the second episode or so, because I was cooking dinner or something. And I be pop in and I look and I said, oh, y'all watching Michelle Obama show. And the CEO goes, who? I said, Michelle Obama. You remember? She kept looking at me sideways, and I was like, okay, old lady, listen. The woman I said, remember, and this is how I explained it to her because that's how I explained it to her in the past. I said, remember the brown guy that was president at one point? That's his wife. And she's like, that's his wife? Like she just couldn't connect the dots. And I'm like, yeah. Remember the president that was brown? The only
I mean,
brown
that
one
was
that
like
we've
six
had?
years ago, though.
Yeah, but this was like when Kamala Harris got what you call it? the thing. When I didn't have her sit down and watch the whole thing, but I was like, hey, this is kind of like I want to hit those historic things that's happening that I want you to just know about, but you don't have to be like, oh, I gotta sit here and watch this. Because I mean, I think at the time she was what, 7, 6, something like that. I can't remember. She
Right.
ain't she
Yeah.
ain't that interested in it. But when they showed Michelle and Barack walking in, I was like, man, this. I said, remember CEO when I told you, I showed you a picture of him. I said this is the brown president, and she was like, yeah, I remember. His name is Barack Obama. I said, yeah, President Barack Obama. And then, so like now fast forward to last week when we're watching Waffles and Mochi, and she's like, that's his wife. And I'm like, yes, Michelle Obama. And she's like, Martin Luther King Jr. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh
I said,
gosh.
he wasn't even president. And she's like, huh? So I went and got the book that she has of very influential Black people and took it to her and said, this guy right here. And she says, oh, Barack Obama. I went, oh, now you know his name. Now you know his name. Because every other time I've
Oh
had to say
gosh.
the brown president because she couldn't remember his name. Oh my gosh.
Good stuff right there.
I was I told my
Good stuff.
siblings and they said, so whose Black card gets revoked? Yours or hers? I said hers, because I've been telling her, like, this isn't new. This is not
Oh
something that we
gosh.
don't go over.
Good stuff.
It's like, oh my gosh. Like, those what are they? Those little like people that try to trip folks up by asking random folks, who's the president now, who's the vice president, all the stuff. And they,
Oh, like in the late night shows when they're like on the person on the street with the microphone.
yeah, I was like, you're gonna be that person.
Really?
You're not gonna know.
So now we're fact shaming a kid.
She knew him when she saw the picture, and I was like, you're so. I not the way she said it too was like she was this old lady in a nursing home. And it's like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, I know him. I paid him $50 to give me a ride one time. I'm like, oh my gosh. I
yeah. I
was
know him.
so
That's Barack. That's Mary's boy.
exactly.
That's Mary's boy.
I was so done. I was so done.
Good stuff right there.
I was like, Martin Luther King Jr. I'm like, man, okay. But his day is coming up. By the time this airs, it'll be after the actual day um, that is to honor him. So, as a topic, it's like, do you celebrate it? And if you do, what do you do? And if you don't, like, make a big deal out of it or don't celebrate it, what do you do instead? So, that is the question, I guess.
Uh, so I guess the short answer for me is I do reverence the day personally. Um, is there like some type of celebration that my family hosts or some events that we go to? Um, Growing up we did, and I guess up until my late 20s, we would go to a unity breakfast
Mm,
on the morning of the Martin Luther King Day.
mm-hmm,
And like I said, just since coming into more so adulthood, moving out of my parents' home, I don't. And in my profession, it's like literally the one day off I got
mm-hmm,
in January. And so I would just kind of stay home and watch different movies that portrayed him. I love just through the years the different movies that the biopics that they have tried to create to honor him, various aspects of his life. Um, Even other Black History type movies where you just see him as a character in the storyline. I kind of get to know a little bit more about him every time I watch a different movie. Like Most recently, I was watching the Mahalia Jackson story, and it's been done twice. Two I've seen recently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I did not realize how well. I mean, I knew that they would get different singers and artists and even actors and actresses to kind of help with the civil rights movement financially and just to garner support and publicize different things, but just to see his relationship with Mahalia Jackson, to see his relationship even with Aretha Franklin's movie, to see how they were close as they were working toward this common goal of civil rights for our people.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I do. I like to just educate myself to know a little bit more about the nuances of his life, to know more about him as a person, because you can almost look at him as like this superhero or a larger than life figure,
Mm-hmm.
but you still have to remember that he was a husband.
Mm-hmm.
He was a father of small children. He was
Mm-hmm.
still a pastor. So, you're on the road doing this work and you still have to come back home and preach on Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fighting this fight. Your life is constantly under attack and you still have to prepare a sermon every Sunday. Like I can't imagine that. Or the fact that you live your life on the road so much away from your family is such a monumental time in your kids' development.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that you have a wife at home who's trying to hold it all down and she's getting help from other people. Their village had to be really tight knit and strong to kind of support her because essentially in a lot of ways she was a single mom when
Mm-hmm.
he was on the road. But then you would see her alongside him sometimes. So she's traveling with him, then somebody has to watch the kids. Like I started as a mom, I started kind of looking at it a little bit differently. Like, what does your day to day look like? And she's still a first lady, and she's a first lady of the civil rights movement. And how do
Mm-hmm.
you be a husband to a wife and you're always on the road? How do you be a dad to your kids? Like, so those are the things I think about as I watch different movies. But I
Mm-hmm.
do know that it is a day of service, and my child is finally getting old enough to where next year we'll start to use that day as a day for him to go and volunteer somewhere. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't think he was old enough yet. I love to volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Different places I usually volunteer somewhere for my birthday, but
Mm-hmm.
wanting to incorporate that for him now to have that as another day of service in our family calendar. So that's what I do now, what I've done back in the past, and then hopefully what I'll do in the future with him
Okay.
volunteering. What about you?
Well, just go ahead and revoke my black card. Didn't do any of
Oh my
that.
gosh.
It's just a day off. Um, well, I do
I was
actually.
so ready. Like I'm thinking you're about to hit me like hard with we go to Atlanta and we go to the museum and we take the Mecca, it's our trip to Mecca, Black Mecca, civil rights. I was ready for it.
Nope.
We just kind
Mm.
of take a stroll through the park.
It's a day off. That's what it is. As
We don't
far
go
as
to the bank, I can tell you that.
exact, tell you that right now. We ain't going nowhere. That
Can't go
ain't
to the
no.
bank and we can't go to the post office. Oh gosh.
um. Okay, so being raised in the country, um, and the place where my mother was raised, there's not a lot of positive things to. It's not a good day. Let's put it that way.
It's not a good day?
It's not a good day, and it's not because okay, it's not because oh we thank him for doing what he did along with others. It's not like against that. It's because of how much they've had to fight even after that, before and after, and still have to fight. Like my parents are on, family land that's actually being occupied by other people that shouldn't be on it, So they're still fighting. Like they're still fighting for, my grandmother's still fighting for land that's been taken from them. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a reminder every year
Mm,
that you still have to fight, even though
yeah.
the laws have been changed. No, because in this little town, they're still, and one of the people that is on the land. I think they graduated or something with me, but they're like the great grandchild of the judge at the time that did not approve of this black family owning all of this land. So he had marked up a deed, a fake deed, and gave it to him. I said, "Oh no, this land's yours. This land's yours." And there's,
So
like,
is there a bill of sale to show transference of ownership from
no,
your family?
see,
Okay, so then how's the deed drawn up?
because when you're who you are and you're a judge and no one questions you and you've done this and you probably had slaves yourself and all that other stuff, and you have all these people that'll turn their eyes away while you do corrupt things. Yeah, yeah, you can do whatever you want, however way you want. Just like, that um black family that got their beach back. And
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to talk about what else they did with it, but it's one of those situations where they're just constantly fighting, and every time you get a lawyer to fight, they back up in fear. They back up in, oh, you're gonna have to find somebody else. Like, why are we still afraid of doing what's right in this day and age? Like, it's been, dog, 70 years, and you're still, so it's not that we don't remember. Like, yeah, we talked about it, and yeah, we talk about what we're still going through and what they're, our family's still fighting for and stuff like that. So, and there's even more to it. Like, um in that small town, like in most small towns where we are in the nice old southern belt of the United States of America, you have those group of people that, or towns that still have sundown towns and stuff like that. Well, not saying this town is like that, but they're really close. Like, you
Oh my
got to be
God.
watchful of the police. You really do, because they they're questionable. Let's just put it that way. They're very questionable. Um, Literally dating the CFO got pulled over. Why? He was a black male in a Charger riding through this little town. His tag wasn't a
Wow.
tag for this town. So what does
So
he
they saw
do?
they knew he was an outsider. What is he doing
Mm-hmm.
here?
Yep. What's he doing here?
But that's not illegal.
No. Okay, I can't drive through a
I'm
town.
not saying I'm not curious, but it's not illegal.
But my thing is, regardless, you know, but because he fit the stereotype, let's let's do this. So that's what I'm saying. So for me, and especially in a town that's not predominantly black, it's different. Yeah, you would love to gather, but is it safe? Like, still have that
Yeah.
mindset to this day. Is it safe? Is it this? So,
Oh,
growing up, not really knowing about racial tension like that, my parents kind of hid that from us. And that's another thing. They hid that from us because they didn't want us to experience it. Because they experienced that stuff. My mom, oh my gosh, she just told the CEO last year, because she every year this time, which we'll get to what's happening in the present. Um, we have to go through this, but she just told her, and some of these stories I just heard last year of what my mom had to go through. My mom is just in her late 50s, and she had to experience, oh my gosh, you know?
yeah.
So it's like, so for them, they don't like thinking about, yeah, they're glad he did it. And yeah, there's a reason, but they're still fighting even to this day. In 2023, still fighting for land that was bought, purchased, and paid taxes on, and the city actually gets extra taxes on this piece of land.
So they're still paying the taxes on it, even though it's not deeded to them.
Yeah, because there was a fake bill of sale and a fake everything else. But it's hard to fight something that looks legit.
So then why do they pay the taxes? Just in case they ever do have to go to court to show that we've been doing everything we can to show our ownership.
For my family or for the people that are on the land?
No, I'm asking, is your family still paying taxes on the
Yes.
land that was stolen?
Yes.
And I'm asking, like, why are they doing that?
Because if they don't, that gives that city, even though it's not in the city limits, it gives the city or the county the power that they want to do what they want because they really want
Right.
that.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's what I was, yeah, to
Yeah,
make
they
sure that they're,
really, yeah, because they really want that piece of land. They really and truly do, and I know why. I know why, and I'll tell you that another time. Um, but anyways, the present for Martin Luther King. Oh wait, before I do there, one more story that happened as like a teenager, and it's really kind of yeah, it's just my dad too. He's included. We would look at the day because they abbreviated on the calendar as MLK Day, and our goofy behinds would look at it and go, "When this joke is not new, everybody's done it," but we would call it Milk Day because if you look at it too fast, it looks like the word milk, and don't understand why you would celebrate milk on this day. So that was a whole thing, and then my brother, as an adult, we had he went to work. He's working at a restaurant, so not all restaurants close on that day. And some little boy came in to pick up some food, and he looked at him. He's like, "Wait, you should be. Why aren't you in school?" And the boy looked at him and said, "Because it's King of the Black People Day." Straight
oh
face and walked
gosh,
out with his foot. I
the
said, "There you
king of the
go."
black people. Hey, it's better than Milk Day. So,
Better than Milk Day. But now present day, the CEO makes a big deal out of it. She's a huge celebration of all holidays. So every year around this time, we reflect on what Martin Luther King Jr. did, what happened. She listens to stories from her great grandmother and both grandparents, both grandmothers, I'm sorry, because her grandfather's not going to talk about it. That's not his cup of tea. But she'll get to talk to them if she has any questions, concerns, or anything like that. We try to branch out past, Rosa Parks and um, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Like we try to branch out past that to who, other people who have made change, other people who have, done something. Um, and it helps her, but it's still just too much for her because she still is like, why would people not allow you to sit at a restaurant and eat? And it's like, because you're different colors. She's like, well, that makes no sense. And I'm like, no, baby, for you, it will never make sense because you've never seen anything outside of it. I said, but there's people who live through that, and that's what happens. And it's hard because she gets really there's a word for how she is. Um, but she is sensitive to just treating people right. And so every year around this time, I'm not gonna say I dread it, but I hate it because it's like that it's like what the deacon tells you about, asking you questions about the solar system and you don't know the answer. It makes me have to study. And I mean, I've done multiple papers on Martin Luther King Jr. Like one of my last papers was in high school and it was like a 3 to 4 page paper. So I should know him front to back, right? No. I'm like, shoot, I even had the year he got assassinated wrong. And it's like that makes I was like, I've been writing this paper for like 13 years. Well, not 13, but I should be getting this right. But no, I didn't get it right. Um, I wish we could do like the Civil Rights Museum during that time, but they're probably closed. I don't know. Um,
no,
you're not closed on that day?
no.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know. I told you I was
That's
raised.
a good day to be open.
I'm just saying, I was raised where, everything was closed. You didn't do nothing, didn't go anywhere. Um,
No, that's the best day to be open
really is.
for them. Yeah.
And then for me as an adult on my own time, I am going through Eyes of the Prize right now. I have one more disc
Oh
to watch.
gosh.
Well, the funny thing is about that, after I got through the first two, I thought after I got through the first one, I said, man, I thought my heart was going to be heavy. And I said, half of this crap I already know. So, and I'm shocked that I know some of it because it's not, you know, like the CFO was telling me, he's like, this is kind of heavy stuff. And I'm sitting here watching, I'm gonna be honest, listening to some of their stories, I laughed at a lot of them because it's like one guy said something about, they pulled up or something. They were coming to be attacked. They were the Freedom Riders, and this guy was trying to deliver mail, and he was like, a mail went everywhere. And I just busted out laughing because the way he was animated explaining the story was like the chaos that ensues. It's not funny that you're attacked. It's funny at the fact that even a lonely mail truck comes through and it gets,
Yep.
not demolished, but mail is flying everywhere because of just over a bus, you know. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I'm a as an adult, I'm going through that because there are a lot of things I did not know growing up, like Juneteenth. Didn't know nothing about that until I was like 34. Um, let's see. Um, what is it? The Central Park stuff. Didn't know nothing about that. Shoot, even some of the, and I know this has nothing to do with, as far as the Black community and what Martin Luther King Jr. was doing, but Native American stuff was like kind of slid in there too. And I was just like, huh, interesting. Not in Eyes of the Prize. I'm just saying as I was looking up stuff. And I was just like, interesting. Interesting. It's just, but no major celebrations, just a day of just teaching because the CEO prompts it most of the time. And we just have to explain
Okay.
it. We just, I don't push any of that on her because like I said, she don't understand it because it makes no sense, and then it makes her mad because she doesn't like people lying. She doesn't like people being mistreated. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, tell her welcome to the world.
Yeah,
It's coming.
I'm like, girl, because I'm
If you only knew.
speaking of Eyes on the Prize, I was watching it and I said, are they not? Wait a minute. Hold on. I said, hold on, wait a minute. I had to pause it at one point, and I think the CFO was working from home that day. And I said, do you remember some of the stuff that was said in there? And he was like, no, not really. I just remember some of the visuals and stuff. I said, come here and listen to this, real quick. And he listened to me. He's like, yeah. I said, oh. And then I think he had to run back to work or something. I was like, I'll talk to you about it later. By the time we got to dinner and started talking, I said, literally, history is repeating itself. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
same stuff these people said, they're saying now. And I'm going, I
Yep.
wonder how far the apple has fallen from the tree. Like, I really want to know what their heritage is because I'm like, is this stuff hereditary?
It just dropped straight down to the ground. Like, and then those seeds produce more trees. I mean, and that was my thing when you talk about the CEO being upset when you talk about it, how difficult it is to kind of stomach even explaining it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was just thinking that if we didn't deal with it anymore, I think it'd be easier to talk about because you
Yeah,
can talk about it in a context in which, oh, it was so long ago, and don't get upset, baby. We don't have to, at least we don't have to deal with it now.
but that's not
If
true.
that was the right, and that's my point, if that were the conversation, if that were the narrative, it's easier to stomach. Not that it makes it any easier to know that it happened once upon a time, but at least it got better. But the issue is it hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And in some ways, I would, I don't want to say worse, but it's more systemic. And that
Um,
I think in a way is worse.
yeah. I wouldn't say worse. I would say what's done in the dark comes to the light. That's what I would say. Because there's so many more outlets to get recordings out, to always have a camera ready. Like some of these camera shots that I was seeing in Eyes of the Prize, I'm like, how did they know to be there at that time? Because, just think, it wasn't that long ago, but still, cameras and audio and all that stuff wasn't the best. So to
But
have
a
a
lot of times
cam,
it would happen at rallies or it would happen at planned events, and media was going to be there anyway.
I get that and I understand that. But on the ones where there weren't big rallies or they're just 10 of them walking, And it's like, did you strategically, or how did you know, or was this person, around at the time? What, how do you gather these things, and then of course it doesn't play the whole clip, which, news doesn't
Because you
do that.
also had people, I mean, those people with that hatred,
Hmm.
they were your newscasters, they were your
Uh,
police,
yeah.
officers and your police chiefs, they were your bankers. Like,
And if they wanted to show an iron fist, oh, call the newspaper
yeah,
here because I want them to record
yeah,
me.
they owned everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not discounting that what happened in the past, but no, but I'm saying present day, the inequities that stem from racism are more subtle sometimes. Not to say that
Mm-hmm.
there isn't still the physical nature of racism, where we have people dying unjustly. Um, the simplest things for a family who's not of color, when you sell your home, you clean your home and you leave and you wait for your um real estate agent to do their thing and sell your home. But when an African American family has to sell their home, they have to take down any family mementos, family photos, so nobody knows that their home is owned by a black family or a
Mm-hmm.
family of color.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, you run the risk of being lowballed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That to me is systemic, or knowing that sometimes we have higher interest rates
Mm-hmm.
on loans, or we have access to sometimes not, it's to financing that's not as superior to to others. It
Mm-hmm.
may be subpar. Those things I think are the the legacy of what we were dealing with in the 60s. We
Yeah.
still deal with it now.
Yeah. No, I
No,
agree.
nobody's telling us to drink out of a different water fountain, but
You can't go down a certain street.
or
Like,
right, or I can't take out a loan for as much, or have as the rates can't be as good as someone else, or the terms of
mm-hmm.
a loan can't be as good as someone else. I'm still being penalized in some way
Mm-hmm.
for my ethnicity.
Even in the healthcare field, you're penalized.
Okay, there you go. We're
So,
impacted by that.
yeah,
So
because
I'll take the separate water fountain if I can get everything. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
different
yeah,
water, okay, but can I still live and have a baby? Because
right,
we're
yeah,
dying at disproportionate rates during childbirth, or even just healthcare in general, just making sure people take us seriously. Like, studies have
mm-hmm.
shown that we can be in just as much pain as a person um, who is not of color, and they get pain medications and we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We can complain of an issue, and we're seen as just complaining, whereas their concerns are taken legitimately.
Right, and they could be lying just as well as the next person,
And we're telling the truth, and they just kind of glance over us. Oh, you'll be okay. Just go see your general practitioner. Whereas they
Mm-hmm.
may get extra tests run on them.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that are, like I said, systemic racism that just kind of it leaches into so many different systems in our country that I understand how it can be hard to have that conversation with her, because there's no happy ending. It happened back then and it doesn't happen now.
Oh
We
yeah,
can't say that, and that
no,
sucks, for lack of a
no,
better word.
no, and that's what I'm saying. It's just even lighter. So I was looking up because being a mom of two and just I don't know, having a 3-day weekend just made me lazy, and I didn't do this ahead of time. But before we got on, I did the whole, like what would get your black card revoked, because googling cultural differences between Africans and other people of color or not of color, or just just Google is just not my friend today. Like, I don't know how to ask Google what I want. But I did the whole like black card thing, which was hilarious because of course, like Visa pops up or MasterCard pops up, and I'm like,
Amex.
yeah, American Express. I'm like, no, 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 not that black card. Um,
I'll take one of those though.
but hey, you were willing, just but
I'll take a black card.
and a lot of them came up. Some of the same things that you would think like in the past, and of course, there's like a game out that is revoke the black card or something like that, or how to get your black card revoked, something like that. I can't remember what I read, but I got a couple of topics, and
Uh-oh.
and some of them are just basic ones that growing up you either got told, or you ain't black enough because you don't do this, or you know
Yep.
or yeah or
I sure did.
yeah, or how you not know that, and you black, and I'm like, just because I'm black don't mean I was raised in the like I was raised by black people, but that don't mean I was raised by the same black people you was raised by.
There are different black experiences.
Okay, just like there's different countries in Africa, there's different families in America, like yeah. But anyways, um so, and I mean there's so many like shows and podcasts about this and stuff, so but we got enough differences. Our differences from food, music, how we raise our children. We're probably the same on clean. No, we're not the same on cleaning because I use chemicals. She does not. Um,
I do use chemicals.
she uses literally distilled water and vinegar, and I will go and find a light can of Lysol and just spray everything down.
I don't do aerosols, but I do chemicals.
So we've
There
got
was a funny meme going around about that, by the way. Like when COVID started, they were like, "Where are all the people who only want to clean with like all natural products? You using Clorox now, aren't you?"
Got like 6 bottles in the garage right now.
Yeah, no. Like you said, where's your vinegar water now? It's not killing COVID, I can tell you that.
Okay. Over there slurping on it like it's a shot of tequila.
Oh gosh, good stuff, good stuff.
But so of course the first one I have on my list is spades.
I can't play. Nope.
I have seen it played. I have played a few times. I've won and didn't even realize I won.
That means you can't play. You made a mistake in the
I have. Okay, so here's the other thing I've played with non-whites, non-blacks, and I've played with blacks. Let me tell you who I'm not going to play with again.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of game that would be. Without a little melanin in the game.
It's lackluster. There's a couple.
I'm sure there are rules and stuff. Like they probably got them written down.
No. They played. They were loud, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's just not the same. Yeah, this just
Uno is not the same.
Oh,
I have a Uno story to share when you finish this one.
Ooh, girl, I got so many, but I ain't even going. I'll let you have that one. But my first time really playing spades was actually this, and actually being taught, and my partner was a CFO. Was actually this past Thanksgiving. And I don't even remember how many hands we won or what happened. I just know I'm books. There we go.
I know that.
Books. No. I know how many books you get. I meant hands like rounds. Like rounds.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
No. Okay, I got
have the whole. Gotta have collateral damage on that one.
Phew.
No, how many rounds? I can't remember because I think we only played like 2. Because I told him, I said, look, I may not have been diagnosed with ADHD, but I can't keep up with all these numbers, cards, suits, and anything else. After about 2 rounds, I'm checking out because I'm definitely gonna mess up on the third. And what did I do on the third? Messed up. So because I couldn't separate. I couldn't separate, the hand. So, but that was my first time really playing, and I actually understood it. I still don't like the game because, like I said, you have to remember what was played. And it's literally like playing chess with cards. There's more cards than chess pieces. And you can see what the other person's doing. You cannot see what's in the other people's hands. And I'm going, and you can't make a look at your partner. You can't wink, blink, kick them, nothing. You can't do any of that.
Oh, no, yeah, that's how you get killed.
I know. And then I don't like them yelling and screaming and slamming cards and hollering and spitting and cussing.
Why not? That's the best part. I like to watch a good spades game.
Now I can look. Watching's one thing because I know I'm not dying. But I'm not forgetting a paper cut with a deck of cards because I played the wrong card on the wrong hand. And just because they didn't
Yeah.
know, my partner didn't know, then my partner choking me out like Homer Simpson the Bart. I ain't, no.
Nobody
Just
wants to be your look, nobody wants to be your partner
like, don't pick me. Don't.
ever in life. Please don't. Mm-mm.
But anyways, but then of course the other thing about playing card games with black people is you have to say the rules before you start. And everybody
Of
has to
course.
agree to those rules. Cause no one can, and I mean everybody has to verbally agree. Cause don't nobody want to hear, I didn't know we was playing. Nope. We all said it at the beginning. You said
Yep.
yes. If you didn't
Yep.
know the rules, you should have asked, please explain.
Verbal consent.
You have to have it. And if not, then yes, the table gets flipped, everybody get mad, go home, come back and play
Or
the next
somebody
week.
gets slapped.
Yeah, cards get thrown, some of them fall
Yeah.
down the vent because somebody
It
got
gets
mad.
bad.
Yeah, it
It's
gets really
bad.
bad. But anyways, so relatively, even though we're both different, we are the two that do not play spades.
Correct.
Um, let's see. I was gonna do TV shows, but I'm gonna skip that one.
Oh gosh.
Because, well, TV shows and movies. Because as a sheltered PK, I didn't get to watch a lot of them. Not because I'm not black enough, because my parents didn't want me watching certain things. Like, I didn't watch The Color Purple until probably last year or the year before. And then I didn't even watch this in entirety because I couldn't. I just couldn't handle the mental strain from the show.
Now that was a movie that, as sad as it is, many scenes you laugh at.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so many funny scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Again, this is funny scenes. I just have to say it that way.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And there are certain TV shows and movies I didn't get to watch until college years or now as an adult. So, but yeah, and then there's so many. Oh my God, there's so many rites of passage TV shows, even some now. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, I have to watch, not only do I have to catch up from, teenage years and, childhood years of not watching this stuff. You got me watching, how many episodes of Power and Empire? Like, seriously?
Oh my gosh, you haven't seen Empire yet?
I'm not planning on it.
Oh my gosh. I didn't watch the last season. It just kind of got a little outlandish, but it was good. I liked Empire.
Mm. But some of them, you watch because you didn't have a choice. Fresh Prince, Family Matters, they were on. You watch them. But now it's like, hey, I can't keep up with all of this. Y'all pulling me too many ways. So, but
I think that's
anyway.
good though. That kind of ties back to, like you said, what we've been talking about earlier. It's good now we have more choices as far as representation
Mm-hmm.
on TV and movies. It's nice to just you have so many choices.
It's
That's
nice to have
great.
so many choices, but I don't need the pressure of you, like, politicians. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. You ain't black if you don't watch these shows. But dag nabbit, then bleach me then shoot, because I'm not.
So you wouldn't have voted for her? Mm. I can't with you.
You don't even live in that state.
I said, would you have? You wouldn't have if given the opportunity. I don't know why I just decided to bring that up. Has nothing to do with anything, but it does have something to do with something. It has something to do with the fact that Black people, we can always find comedy in any hardship, and that was a hardship to watch.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That is a cultural thing that I know has passed generations upon generations. Comedy.
Yes.
The worst movie in the world you see, you still gonna laugh. Someone wearing an outlandish outfit, regardless if you like it or don't like it, or what, we going to clown you.
Yep.
Now, yes, it's borderline
Get
bullying.
ready. Get ready. You better develop some thick skin.
Okay, because it's
and
coming.
Keep it moving.
It's coming. But okay, quickly. Um dances like cha-cha slide, electric slide,
Yes.
wobble,
Yes.
I can't think of the name of half the other ones, but I know them when I can do them.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But yeah, the basic dances you can do.
I think so.
I think, and if it, and even if you can't, you can sit down and watch, and you're gonna pick it up
Yeah, like just
pretty
show it to
quick.
me one or two times and I think I got it.
I got, yeah. You ain't gotta grab me, pull me, nothing like I'm gonna pick it up because most
Mm-mm.
of them are pretty much the same,
The
So
line
they're,
dances is what you're
yeah,
talking about.
basically like, yeah, it's basically
Now it's
line
new
dance.
stuff. I can't keep up with these kids.
Okay, these TikTok
Like that
dances.
that 5 in the morning challenge. I think I could
Hey,
do it if I wanted to, but hey, that's too much bouncing. I'm too old for it. My joints and my
I'm
knees and
I'm
my
Goog
ankles.
I'm googling this because I don't know. 5 in the
Yeah.
morning for the TikTok. Oh no, see, I ain't doing none of that. Y'all, my knee. Look, I stood up off
That's
the
what I said.
couch.
My
This,
joints can't take it.
I stood up off the couch to go stoke the fire, and I had to take a preemptive test step to make sure my knee was going.
Oh Lord. Just tap it on the floor a few seconds. Just
Look,
make
I sat
sure,
there
try it out.
and leaned in it and kind of like, well, if I need to fall on the couch, I can, but I need to make sure I can.
Wow.
But yeah, no, that's not happening. Okay, anyways, double dutch. Could you ever
When
double
I was
dutch?
younger,
Okay,
but not now.
I've never double dutch. Could
I'm too
never
old for
have.
that.
We never had enough people to do double dutch.
Did
Um,
that in PE class.
well, that's also a difference. You were in a predominantly black. I was in a predominantly white school system,
Oh,
so there
I'm
was no,
sorry. My
yeah,
condolences.
and also there was a lot of those cultural things that were restricted. You couldn't do. So like you had jump rope, but it was only for one person, and there was no tying jump ropes together to do that, or you would get in trouble for that. So, so I never got a chance to learn or anything like that. I'm pretty sure I could probably do it. Not now, but I don't know. I feel
You
like if
still
I,
could do it now. You just have to practice.
well, no, I meant by my joints, like
Oh,
feet hitting the pavement, or trying to jog in place, and I'm like,
no. Ain't
I have
nobody got
asthma.
time for that.
Exactly. Um, I know you can't do this because you said this, but I must ask anyway. And that is, what I gonna say you can't do it, but you chose not to, and that's braid.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Oh shoot, I thought you just chose not to
Mm, why would I choose not to?
because you were gonna let your son's hair grow out, but then you was like, no, because then I had to braid it and do all the stuff, and you said you weren't doing it.
Oh, yeah, and my husband don't believe in boys having long hair.
Oh,
Mm-mm. But I mean, even if I had a girl, I don't know how to braid, so
oh.
we'll still be up a creek without a paddle. I mean, first of all, let me just put this out here. This might, I don't know if it's no, I don't think it's a stereotype because some people would do their kids' hair. My child, if I had a little girl, would be going to get her hair done.
Mhm.
Just because, well, it depends on what kind of hair she had. If she had, I don't know, like my kind of hair, yeah, she'll get it done. But if she had
Mm.
like hair that was a little bit easier to manage, I don't know. But
Excuse
it's just
me.
easier. Like I've been getting my hair done since I was probably 6 or 7. It's just
Mm.
easier. Some things you outsource to make your life easier. So I don't have to know how to braid. I'll be all right. I've
Thank
made
you,
it this
Alex.
far.
I actually taught myself on my daughter's head.
Cool.
I was not one of those kids that was blessed to be able to play in my mother's hair because it was frowned upon, especially after you had a perm. You don't touch it because it's fragile, and you don't do all that stuff. So yeah, I didn't learn until I had my daughter, and then of course, thankfully I learned fairly well, so that now she goes to school, she has these nice little hairstyles and braids and stuff. And the pastor, well, as you tried to call me out, he does not have man buns.
Man bun. I really thought so. Oh, it's a cute little bun in the back. I was like, is that a man bun?
No,
I guess it was just the angle of the
it
photo.
was. It was just the angle of the photo, and then of course he does like to play with the ponytail in the back. He has a mixed textured hair, so his hair looks mixed, even though he comes from two very black parents. Um, and I don't know how this hair came out, but hey, pulled it from somebody's ancestry. And so he
Had
likes
to
his
reach back.
ponytails. Yeah, he pulled that way back. Um, and it's not even the same color as our hair. It's a dark brown. It's not even black. So yeah, it's but his hair is still texturized enough that I can braid it. So I do that also. And then now I'm into locking hair. I can lock hair now. So yeah. I can perm hair. I just don't because we're all natural family. Uh but yeah, I can do crochets. I cannot do sew-ins. I know I can't do all them others, especially, but I can learn. That's the other thing too. Give me something to YouTube. I'll go to YouTube University in a heartbeat if it's
I know
something I
that's
need to learn.
right.
So, but no, braiding, I had to end up teaching. I taught myself. I think I asked my mother for help a little bit because she did three girls' head, and of course you're raised in the country. You had to learn to do your hair because you couldn't go to no salon. It costs money to go to a salon, and you couldn't afford that. I think I went to a salon because my grandmother paid for me to go for a few years. But after that, I either only went when I could pay for it or I did it myself, which now I do it myself, which doesn't matter because I wear a lot of headscarves anyway. So it's like I could be bald headed for all y'all know, and you wouldn't even know. So, but anyways, we've already talked about cultural foods way back when,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna talk about the drinks because we talked about like Kool-Aid, Coke, not Coke, sodas. Yes, sodas. Not soda pop, as some people have said,
Oh
but
gosh. I was
sodas.
waiting on it. I was waiting on it.
Well, I said Coke like an old person too because I remember my
They say
grandmother.
that to talk about
Yeah,
soda pop.
soda pop. Yeah, they'd be like, "So you said it again."
That's
Like you said. But one of the few things
drinks.
I learned when I worked in the drink, that was
Drinks.
another one too. Go get me a drink, and don't get them the wrong one neither. Get them a drink. I'm like, a drink can range from beer to soda to juice. Like, which one do you want? Don't get me a drink. All right, whatever I grab. Give you a cup of
It's
water.
what you're getting.
It's what
Hmm.
you get. But no, I was saying one of the one things that I remember working because for me to be raised in a town that was predominantly white, it was literally next door to predominantly black city in a whole different county, I may add. And I learned a lot over there culturally. Like I learned a lot about New Year's foods and uh what was the other thing? The types of drinks and why drinks are called, especially Kool-Aid is called by its color and not its flavor. And how confused I was since several of them were red. Um and they were like,
But it's
what's a
only really one red.
tropical punch is red, cherry
Nobody
is
drinks the
red.
other red. Nobody drinks that.
Oh, well, they sold it, so I was like, what? But then now people of our culture are starting to branch out and try different drinks that were labeled for different cultures. Is it matcha,
Mm-hmm.
tea, pumpkin spice, anything?
Mm-mm.
No, not me either, but I'm just saying. What's the other one that I've learned? Boba teas. Um, or teas in general, like just launching into teas in general. I was like, okay. Um, and I think that's only few that I could think of. But yeah, no, I read grape drink. Grape drink was grape Um, of course, the red Kool Aid, and then how you
Buffalo
make red.
Rock.
Yeah, but and it wasn't Coca-Cola, it was always Pepsi. I never understood that. Pepsi's just too doggone sweet.
Oh my gosh,
It's
I
like,
love
do we as
Pepsi.
black people just like stuff to be extra sweet for no reason?
No, see, I think Coke is extra sweet in my opinion.
Oh,
I
Coke
have not had
makes.
a Pepsi in months, but if I could drink one, I would.
Oh my goodness, why can't you drink one?
I
Ain't it vegetarian?
caffeine. I can't have caffeine.
Well, they got caffeine-free Pepsi.
They do?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Oh, let me
Now,
find
now
out.
I think you might have to go a couple of counties out to get it,
Or I can just order it on Amazon.
or you could.
That's always like I'm on the app right now.
They did. I don't know if they stopped making it, but yeah, I remember it because I remember because I was like, why would you? I think the whole purpose of you buying a dark drink is so that you could get the caffeine. But
No, you
okay,
don't. I mean, I don't. It doesn't make it taste. They do.
yeah. It's just about
It's in a golden can.
yeah. It's well. Oh, so it's gold now.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know at one point it was still the blue can, but it had a gold stripe somewhere or something like that.
Now check this out. I can get six for $15.
Ew.
I'm not paying $15 for six sodas, but anyway, I can get six for $15, or I could get 24 for 38.49,
Why would you pay that much for soda?
or I can get 18 for 29.50.
Why would you pay that much for soda?
Well, I mean, I'm not a big soda person. Like literally, we don't have sodas in our house. If I want
Mm-hmm.
one, if I'm like at a restaurant, I might grab a Sprite.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Sprite's a drink too.
oh my gosh, yeah,
Sprite's a
like
drink.
Sierra Mist can kick rock.
This
But
ain't nothing but watered down
I don't know what it is. It's just
soda
weird.
water. That's all it is.
But if I were like, now that I know this exists, I can see myself buying it.
Like seriously, I know they have it, and but it depends on like okay. So when I worked in retail, I learned that certain counties have like jurisdiction of certain areas. So like Coke is in this particular county that we're in, but if you go east or northeast in the adjacent counties, Pepsi runs those. So you got to find the county that actually like sells the best, and that county kind of has that. It's almost
Has
like
more
the internet.
variety.
Yeah, it's almost like the internet service. Like they get the monopolizing thing, and you can find better varieties of those things there.
Okay,
Because
that makes sense.
I worked in
Because I was
two
gonna
different
say,
counties in the retail, and I was like,
mhm,
oh, so this one over here has this one, and this one over here has that one.
gotcha. Because they sell, Coke and Pepsi products. But like you said,
Yes.
it may just be the basics
Mm-hmm. Right.
versus, yeah. Okay,
And then
that
of course,
helps
if you
me.
go to a gas station, especially one of them old dinky ones you wouldn't go into, probably could have found one in there. Not gonna lie to you.
Yes, because once a year I drink a Fago Peach,
Mm.
but I get somebody to go to one of those gas stations to get it for me
Yep.
because
Yep.
I can't find it where I
Anywhere,
live.
yeah, you can't find it where because
But
this is
yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna try
So
this caffeine-free Pepsi, or as my kiddo used to say when he was two, a Pupsy.
a Pepsi.
I'm gonna get me a Pupsy, but I think I might
That
just go on and order it off of Amazon. I mean, you get 18 for $30.
is too
So,
much money, and I'm judging you. Yes, I am. I'm in your
okay,
wallet.
wait a minute. No, 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 no. Okay, I can get 18 for 30 or 24 for 38.50.
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. It's bad
Oh,
enough
wait a
at
minute. Let's
24.
do the math.
Let's not
38,
and say we good.
38. I forgot you don't like to do the math. 38.49 divided by 24. It's $1.60 a can. That is a little up there, but hey.
Especially when you spend 65, 75 cents or 50 cents for a can. Or $1.25, depending on where
I
you're
was
at.
about to say, when was a can of soda 50 cents?
I mean, depending on where you're at.
In 87? It's inflation. And you used to make a phone call on the payphone with a quarter.
No, I will say in the early 2000s, I do remember getting a can of soda for 75 cents. Now, granted, I was
You
not.
said 50.
I was thinking 50, but you know what? I had to also remember that that particular machine at that particular store was a
Oh
generic.
gosh.
So it was 50 cents.
It was at Sam's Choice. You had Cola and Mountain Lightning and Dr. Thunder.
And that's why it was 50 cents. So I have
I
to
know
take
it
a step
was.
back and go,
Yeah,
no,
I know it was.
it was
They had no
70.
commercials to pay for.
And the store
No
filled them.
advertisement.
The store filled them with broken cases. I saw it one time. I think we were actually going to Sam's. And they were loading
Mountain
it up.
Thunder.
And I was
I mean,
like,
Mountain Lightning.
they have busted cases of these that they're just loading these up with. Okay.
Yeah, no waste. They're not wasting a
Not
thing.
wasting nothing. But
They probably make more
anyways,
money by selling them in singles.
I
Good
think it
stuff.
was
I'm sorry, we
I
were on
can't
beverages.
remember. I can't remember because I don't remember how much a case was, you know? So there we go. But anyways, rush through these last ones. Not wearing a bonnet to bed.
That's sacrilegious.
I thought so. Now, not wearing one out in public, okay, yes.
Please don't.
Okay. I
But yeah,
understand
you
that.
have to wear one to go to
To bed.
bed.
If you have a satin pillowcase, I still would feel naked without having a bonnet on my head to go to bed.
I would feel weird, but then that's okay as long as your hair is protected. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Or you're bald headed, then no one cares if you're wearing a
Then yeah,
bonnet.
you don't have any hair. You're not protecting anything. Just
Exactly.
moisturize that scalp.
Please. Um, buff it, rub it, whatever, get that shine just right. I'm not gonna say don't wear one out because that's your business. And some people may even say, "Oh, you extra black if you wear one out."
Please don't.
But what trips me out, and it's not like against anybody who does it, it just trips me out. You wear the bonnet, you put on regular clothes, and you still wear your house shoes. And I'm like, okay, so what you do? Just you took off your house shoes to put on your regular clothes. Why not just put
And
on
then you put them
shoes?
back on. And then at that point, are they house shoes anymore?
Oh my gosh,
Like
that's
you
funny.
actually and see, well, I don't have shoes. I don't bring shoes back in my house that were outside.
Right. Like I have outside house
So
shoes.
you do.
Yes, I have outside house shoes.
What the heck are outside house shoes?
They're normally my old house shoes that I wore inside, but I just wear them outside. Like
Why are you
especially
wearing house shoes outside?
well, if it's cold like now and the kids want to play outside, I'll sit on the back porch and in my house shoes, my outside house shoes, and just, and then if they need me or something, I gotta walk. Well, hey, they're my outside house shoes. And if we're in the front yard playing, and I'm cold, I have my outside house shoes on, and I sit out there and watch them there. But I'm still comfortable. I don't have to worry about putting on
But you
tennis
don't
shoes.
wear them anywhere away from your home.
No,
Oh,
they're
okay.
just
I'm
my
just
house shoes I wear
clarifying.
outside, not out of. They do well. No, I'm gonna say this and it's going.
Oh
Not,
Lord.
I do wear them to drive to drop off a kid, but I do not get
No,
out of the vehicle.
no, no, no. Mm-mm. Unacceptable. No, ma'am.
It's better than driving barefoot. They're shoes. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, last one. Hot sauce.
So
When you start off with so,
I just became acquainted with it 3 years ago.
along with the Easter bunny.
Let's not go there. That's not real. I still don't know the backstory. I just know there is a bunny associated with Easter, and I don't get it. Like, what's the point? Like, Santa brings toys. What does the Easter bunny do? But that's a whole nother conversation.
Eggs. He brings eggs. But anyways.
Where did he get them from?
Oh, that I can tell you. I don't know that story.
So he's just breaking into chicken butts and stealing like you you snatching you're abducting fetuses from chicken mamas. You just snatch them off the Oh gosh, this is okay. That's a whole other story. That makes no sense. So okay, are they selling the eggs to him,
That's gotta
or is
be
he
a
just taking them out of the nest? That
that's a
makes no sense.
that's another DreamWorks movie. We had to. it'll be like it'll be like
We
a.
said it first. We deserve the rights to this. Like why does a bunny have why does a bunny have egg? Okay.
Well, the
And then he
point of
brings them
the
to you. He's not even gonna keep them.
no,
He
he
stole. He's
paints
like
them.
Robin Hood.
He
Oh, he
paints them.
paints. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay, so the point of the rabbit is fertility and spring and all that stuff and bringing good wealth and all that. So
What does
the
that have
whole
to do with Easter?
this is a whole nother rabbit hole, pun
Okay, well,
intended.
never mind. The point is, yes, I learned about hot sauce around the time someone mentioned a Easter bunny, but they never explained it like you were about to do. And it was a very interesting taste. What I have learned is that there are only certain brands I like
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not a heat person. I just want
Mm-hmm.
the taste of it, not necessarily the heat.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the vinegar base in
Mm.
it. So yeah, I have to admit that it's nice to taste every now and again, but I don't eat it a lot. But I've had it before.
Mm-mm. I tried it as a kid, couldn't take it.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine eating it as a child.
No, never went back to it. Tried it as an adult. Still, I'm like, no, I just don't like spicy. That's just me. And of course, I don't really care for the vinegar taste of anything too much unless it's a pickle. So,
Gotcha.
and
Yeah, I like
certain
that's what I do like about it. But
certain sauces.
buffalo sauce is good. So if I can eat buffalo sauce, I mean technically it's made with hot sauce. So
Hmm. Well, more power to you on that. Not me. Y'all can miss me with that because that ain't it ain't coming up on collard greens. It ain't coming up on my fried chicken. It ain't doing none of that. So, which that is hilarious. You sent me that picture of that meat on that white bread.
mm-mm,
That joke was so funny.
nasty.
It was so funny because
A
I was like,
chicken leg sitting on a piece of white bread, and they call that a sandwich, like
best
the
meal in the
original chicken
world.
sandwich. No,
Best
I
meal
have
in the
never
world.
seen that a day in my life.
Never.
No,
No, we need to bring you to the
it's
family
not a
reunion.
sandwich. You can't bite it
No, you don't use two pieces of bread. You fold it up like a hot dog
and bite what?
and bite the chicken. And you better pay attention or you're going to get a hold of some gristle or bone. But then some people like the gristle. So,
Oh my god!
but yeah, it's either you wrap it up and it's got to be that white bread.
So it's a
Yeah.
okay. And see, okay, that could be the last one. Growing up, my mother never bought white bread. Never.
Hmm. Hmm. You
So
wasn't
when
poor
I see
enough.
white bread, I run. We always have had whole wheat bread.
Mm-mm. Y'all summer. First time ever having whole wheat bread, I was an adult and I said, why?
Mm-mm.
Why? And then I got
And I feel that way
introduced.
about white bread. Like there's no nutritional value whatsoever in it. Like what's the point of eating?
It's
I mean,
just,
other than I'm sure to people who like it, it tastes good, but
I mean, it's just a poor folks' food, you know.
it's just
Don't have nothing to do with it. But
But we're not poor anymore. Like even if that were the case back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, that's not the case anymore. We can
well, for some
buy
people, that's
whole
still the
grains.
thing. Well, now you
Yeah,
get
it's
your
nostalgic maybe.
yeah, it's nostalgic for those who still remember it. But now, even if you're on WIC or what have you, whole
It's
wheat
not yeah,
is on your
it's
WIC.
not
So
healthy.
and
You have to actually splurge to buy that. Even the government saying we're not going to waste our money on this. For what? To give yourself diabetes that we got to pay for health care to treat.
I used to love, and then my favorite, especially during family reunion times, we get the bread case thing, when the bread came in little crates. They'd have
Hmm.
so many of those with, the hot dog hamburgers and the white bread. And the ribs was just right. Oh, or a catfish. When I used to eat catfish, you know, they were like, "Oh, you could try hot sauce." That
Mm.
was one of my first times ever having hot sauce on something. I was like, "That's disgusting. You just ruined my catfish." Um,
Oh gosh, yeah, that is a very Yeah, I'm not eating that either. But hey,
And well, family land is on a river, so you catch the catfish. That's there
you're
you
living off the
go.
land.
Yeah. So you had your hot dogs, your catfish, your ribs. One year they killed a goat in real time and cooked it. Let's
Do we
see.
have any vegetables here at this gathering?
There might be some corn and corn on the cob. There might have been some baked beans. Of course,
No, that
grains were
doesn't count.
there.
They put meat in those.
Oh, there was meat in everything.
That
There
is
was not
another. Put
nothing.
that on the list. African Americans love to put meat in the baked beans. That makes no sense to me. That's not. It's not a casserole.
That was all in there, like in everything. I can't remember too much anything else because I mean I used to eat the hot dogs and so I was the bread and the meat, and then run back out and play. But family reunions was lit with that white bread. I ain't gonna lie, it was good. It was really good. But we got to get out of here. So, moral of the story.
Share your history with the next generation, no matter how painful it is, because those who do not know their past are doomed to repeat.
Some of them that know their past still doomed to repeat it.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry that was right there. I'm sorry. And I can't do a serious one anyway. So my moral of the story is play Uno how you want to.
And right before somebody throw out that last card, no Uno. The moral of the story is if you can get past somebody without them saying no Uno, when you throw out that last card, you say Uno out.
Yes. Always say Uno out.
Have to.
Say Uno out with that one card and then say Uno out. Because if you don't say Uno out, which I learned the hard way, like you got to pick up the whole discard pile or something like that. It was nonsense. I was about ready to flip that whole table.
So those are the morals of the story.
Yeah, it was good chatting with you again.
You too. Hope you get some rest. I know I need to get me some too.
Yeah, you do, but I know you ain't going to sleep for the next 3 hours.
Oh my gosh, the shade.
I'm probably about to I'm not editing. I'm going to bed.
Well, have a good night's rest.
Thank you so much.
And happy MLK Day.
Yeah, happy MLK Day. Whoop, whoop. Celebrate.
Yeah, well, have a good night.
All right, you too, girl. Bye.
Hey, did you enjoy that podcast? So did we. Check us out for our most recent updates on IG at City Country Chicks Podcast.